just after we go ahead and get through the morning song. And I'm not even going to use a drum. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, my friend. I missed the drum. God's blessings upon you. Let's praise the Lord together, my friends. We have all awakened in God's shelter. Now we've come to praise His name together. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, my friend. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my friend. Good morning, good morning. You know, I said early on, I missed the drum. It's amazing how you change one little thing, at least for me, you change one little thing, such as, okay, we're going to play it without a drum. And everything goes crazy in my head. I really had to concentrate and obviously still messed up near the end there. It's like, which way do I go? It's a little crazy. It's funny how you learn something as, sort of as a unit. And then when the unit changes, some detail changes sometimes and kind of throw you off. So that's what happened with me there. Anyway, all excuses aside, I think, first of all, I'd like to say good morning to everyone. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Nevada. And good morning, everyone out there in Zoom land. Hey there, Terry. Hey there, Vicky. Vicky, it's good to see you.
Aloha, hello.
Yes,
morning.
good to see you. Vicky had a little mishap that has kind of sidelined her for a little while. It's really good to see you, Vicky. And good morning, Jeremiah. How you doing? You good? How you doing, Daryl?
I'm well. How
You
are
good?
you? Thank
I'm
you.
doing okay. I hope I don't fall off my chair.
I hope you don't too.
Yeah. There's a reason I'm dealing with a little something here, and yeah, and daylight savings time isn't helping. We today is the first day of daylight savings time. Uh, I don't know about you, but my body clock adjusts slowly to this time change. But so anyway, let's go ahead and begin with a prayer, please.
Of course. O thou compassionate Lord, thou who art generous and able, we are servants of thine, sheltered beneath thy providence. Cast thy glance of favor upon us. Give light to our eyes, hearing to our ears, and understanding and love to our hearts. Render our souls joyous and happy through thy glad tidings. O Lord, point out to us the pathway of thy kingdom and resuscitate all of us to the breast of the Holy Spirit. Bestow upon us life everlasting and confer upon us never ending honor. Unify mankind and illumine the world of humanity. May we all follow thy pathway, long for thy good pleasure, and seek the mysteries of thy kingdom. O God, unite us and connect our hearts with thy indissoluble bond. Verily, thou art the giver, thou art the kind one, and thou art the Almighty. And that's a prayer by Abdul Baha.
Yes. Now, folks, again, if you've been following us, you know that we always are working on a particular book. And the book that we are quickly coming to the end of is, again, Baha'u'llah and the New Era, an introduction to the Baha'i faith, a wonderful, wonderful resource, whether you happen to be a friend of the faith or just kind of curious about what is it Baha'is do, or if you're a seasoned Baha'i. This is a fantastic book, and we're quickly coming to the end of it. And Daryl predicts 2 weeks.
Yeah, somewhere around
I think we can only hit 2 weeks if I keep my mouth shut.
there. Okay.
And Pauline is with us. Good morning, Pauline. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. So what we're reading about is again we're in the last chapter, retrospect and prospect, and we're in that section where we're talking about spiritual assemblies, and how the members are selected to be on the spiritual assembly, whether it be the national or the local spiritual assemblies. And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and start there.
Concerning the matter of drawing up the voting list to be used at the annual local Baha'i elections, the responsibility for this is placed upon the local spiritual assembly. And as guidance in the matter of the guardian has written the following: to state very briefly and as adequately as present circumstances permit, the principal factors that must be taken into consideration before deciding whether a person may be regarded as a true believer or not. Full recognition of the station of the forerunner, the author, and the true exemplar of the Baha'i cause, as set forth in Abdul Baha's testament. Unreserved acceptance of and submission to whatsoever has been revealed by their pen. Loyal and steadfast adherence to every clause of our beloved sacred will, and close association with the spirit as well as the form of the present day Baha'i administration throughout the world. These I conceive to be the fundamental and primary considerations that must be fairly, discreetly, and thoughtfully ascertained before reaching such a vital decision.
Wow. So, anyone who is a member of the Baha'i community, there's your I want to say job description as a voter, but well, those are the qualities that we're also expected to exemplify. And Shoghi Effendi, of course, says to state very briefly. We should point out that Shoghi Effendi's brief is not the same as everyone else's. But yeah, I'm looking at that. What is it? Full recognition of the station of the forerunner, the author, and the true exemplar of the Baha'i cause. And who is that?
That's Baha'u'llah.
That's Baha'u'llah, absolutely. Full recognition, as set forth in Abdul Baha's testament. Unreserved acceptance of and submission to whatsoever has been revealed by their pen. This is not a pick and choose what you want to believe thing. It's an all or
No,
nothing thing.
it's not a smorgasbord.
Exactly, exactly. Loyal and steadfast adherence to every clause of our beloved sacred will. And oh my goodness, there's a challenge. It's all a challenge, but it's what we are supposed to be aspiring to as members of the Baha'i community, in close association with the spirit as well as the form of the present day Baha'i administration throughout the world. I mean, that's just four things, but they're four big, big, big things.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's continue.
Abdul Baha's instructions provide for the further development of Baha'i organization. And now, concerning the house of justice, which God hath ordained as the source of all good and freed from all error, it must be elected by universal suffrage, that is, by the believers. Its members must be manifestations of the fear of God and the daysprings of knowledge and understanding, must be steadfast in God's faith and the well wishers of all mankind. By this house is meant the universal house of justice. That is, in all countries, a secondary house of justice must be instituted, and these secondary houses of justice must elect the members of the universal one. Unto this body, all things must be referred. It enacteth all ordinances and regulations that are not to be found in the explicit holy text. By this body, all the difficult problems are to be resolved, and the guardian of the cause of God is its sacred head and the distinguished member for the life of that body.
Mm.
Should he not attend in person its deliberations, he must appoint one to represent him. This house of justice enacteth the laws, and the government enforced them. The legislative body must reinforce the executive. The executive must aid and assist the legislative body so that through the close union and harmony of these two forces, the foundation of fairness and justice may become firm and strong, that all the regions of the world may become as even as paradise itself. I want to back up a little bit there. This house of justice enacted the laws, and the government enforceth them. The legislative body must reinforce the executive. The executive must aid and assist the legislative body so that through the close union and harmony of these two forces, the foundation of fairness and justice may become firm and strong, that all the regions of the world may become even as paradise itself. Unto the most holy book, every one must turn, and all that is not expressly recorded therein must be referred to the universal house of justice. That which this body, that which this body, whether unanimously or by a majority, doth carry, that is verily the truth and the purpose of God Himself. Whoso doth deviate therefrom is verily of them that love discord, hath shown forth malice and turned away from the Lord of the covenant. Even at the present time, the Baha'is in all parts of the world maintain an intimate and cordial association by means of regular correspondence and individual visits. This contact of members of different races, nationalities, and religious traditions is concrete proof that the burden of prejudice and the historical factors of division can be entirely overcome through the spirit of oneness established by Baha'u'llah.
Daryl, I got a problem.
Okay.
And
Your
it kind of
problem
refers
is?
to something that we mentioned just a few minutes ago when you started reading, and I stopped you and kind of emphasized these things, these four qualities of each individual that we are supposed to have. Again, if I'm someone who, for whatever reason, is attracted to the faith, and I know you're no authority on these things, but I just want your opinion. I'm attracted to the faith, and yet, as a human being, I am quite flawed. Speak to my wife, she can tell you. Quite flawed. And so, I mean, what if I'm, let's say, for lack of a better word, Baha'i curious. I know people that are friends of the faith, and I don't put that in sarcastic air quotes, but just friends of the faith, and remain friends of the faith, maybe for the rest of their life, but just friends of the faith, have close associations with Baha'i communities and so forth, but do not declare. And I'm looking at these qualifications: full recognition of the station of the forerunner, the author, and the true exemplar of the Baha'i cause, unreserved acceptance of and submission to whatsoever has been revealed by their pen, loyal and steadfast adherence to every clause of our beloved's sacred will, and obviously you'd have to read the will to know what that means, and close association with the spirit as well as the form of the present day Baha'i administration throughout the world. Now, I know that's talking about, voting and so forth and so on, but to me, it also refers to, I don't know, what you should have in your heart as as a as a Baha'i. And I will admit there have even been moments, maybe even periods, where I even struggled with that. And yet, my acceptance of Baha'u'llah as the prophet of this new revelation, as the manifestation of God for this day, has not waned, not at all. So I guess I'm taking a scenic route to get to a question. What do you say to people who might feel that, whoa, I don't know if I can reach this level of certitude of faith? Well, I don't know. Again, I'm just asking your opinion. I know you're not an authority, or for anyone who happens to be in here. What do you say to those people who you've talked to them about the faith, and they say, I agree with everything, and yeah, I even believe that there could be a new prophet, Baha'u'llah. But whoa, the signing up. What do you do, Suzanne? You have your hand up. Yes. I don't think I've turned that mic on. Well, no, you can still use it.
You can turn it on.
Okay. Well, the people in Zoom won't hear you. That's the problem with that.
So the fact that you've decided to become a Baha'i doesn't mean you're perfect. It's like the fact that you know that the goal is to reach the top of the mountain, but you know you'll never reach it. At least you know the direction you're going.
Ah,
And that's why you need to bring yourself to account each day. So you sort of check, how are we doing? And what you often find is in retrospect, not at the time because you're struggling, but in retrospect, you find that you've gotten quite a distance,
Sure.
ah,
even if you're never going to reach the top of the mountain, because, you know, why do we have seven valleys? You know,
ah. Excellent
you'll
point.
never get
Excellent
there,
point.
but that's okay. You need to strive.
Yeah, I have heard. I don't remember where I heard it. Well, actually, now I do remember, but it's no need pointing it out. And it was in a teaching tool that someone says being a Baha'i does not mean you have arrived. It simply means
Absolutely.
that you have agreed to go.
That's right. All
Yes,
that means is you're going to take the journey. You're on the
and
path.
that's exactly what they said. Yes,
You're
yes,
on the
yes.
path.
So,
The other thing you have to remember, because you're saying you're talking to people who may have an interest in the faith, it's not your job to pull them in. That's not your job. Your job is simply to tell them about it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. And all the decisions after that are from them.
Mhm.
This independent. That's right. The independent search for truth is not on you. It's on them, on the
Wow.
individual.
You know,
So
just to make one more statement, that last paragraph you read, even at the present time, the Baha'is in all parts of the world maintain an intimate and cordial association by means of regular correspondence and individual visits. This contact of members of different races, nationalities, and religious traditions is concrete proof that the burden of prejudice and the historical factors of division can be entirely overcome through the spirit of oneness established by Baha'u'llah. I have said on more than one occasion to people, yeah, I believe in joining various organizations and so forth that, that exist to really try to end the scourge of prejudice, racial prejudice, and so forth. But I have said, to me, one of the most important things I can do or have done in that endeavor, in that effort to fight against racial prejudice and other forms of prejudice, is simply being a Baha'i.
sure,
Simply being a
absolutely.
Baha'i. And we could talk all day long about what, the value of that is. But yeah, simply being a Baha'i.
Yeah,
You put your book down, Daryl.
yeah. Let's do a music
Okay. I thought I'd choose this song. I think it's quite apropos given the topic for today.
number. Do I know this song?
Maybe. Let all associate, therefore, in this great human garden, even as flowers grow and blend together. side by side. Let all associate, therefore, in this great human garden, even as flowers grow and blend together, side by side. Love ye your religions and all races with a love that is true and sincere, and show that love through deeds, and show that love. Love ye all religions and all races with a love that is true and sincere, and show that love through deeds, and show that love. Let all associate, therefore, in this great human garden, even as flowers grow and blend together, side by side. Even as flowers grow and blend together, side by side. Even as flowers grow and blend together, side by side. That's a song again by New Generation. Is that the name of the group that did that? I think it was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I know it's Mike Derry.
I didn't know that song.
But some Baha'is here in Florida put that song together years ago, and to me, it's still to this day one of the most
Yeah.
beautiful songs taken from Baha'i
Yeah.
scripture. I love that song. I know Mike Derry is the guitarist, and I can't remember the vocalist. But
Talia.
say that again.
Talia.
Talia, yes. So if you're out there, thank you. So anyway, getting back to today's readings, I see you're not picking up your book, Daryl.
No.
There a reason for that?
Yeah, because I was expecting you to read.
I mean, I can read. I don't have a problem with reading. I graduated seventh grade like Jethro. No, or was it
Excuse
sixth
me.
grade like Jethro of the Beverly Hillbillies? Anyway, I'll go ahead and read the World Order of Baha'u'llah. The World Order of Baha'u'llah. I have to get back in my serious mode here because this is serious stuff. The larger implications of this order are explained by Shoghi Effendi in successive communications addressed to the Baha'i community since February 1929. And this is what he says in several communiques. I cannot refrain from appealing to them who stand identified with the faith, to disregard the prevailing notions and the fleeting fashions of the day. Disregard the prevailing notions and the fleeting fashions of the day, and to realize as never before that the exploded theories and the tottering institutions of present day civilization must needs appear in sharp contrast with those God given institutions which are destined to arise upon their ruin. For Baha'u'llah has not only imbued mankind with a new and regenerating spirit, he has not merely enunciated certain universal principles or propounded a particular philosophy, however potent, sound, and universal these may be. In addition to these, he, as well as Abdul Baha after him, has, unlike the dispensations of the past, clearly and specifically laid down a set of laws, established definite institutions, and provided for the essentials of a divine economy. A divine economy.
What do you think that looks like?
Well, I think it is. Well,
A
first of all,
divine
I don't
economy.
know. I'll go ahead and say that. But I would like to think that it is based on a sense of really serving the needs of all humanity in obviously ethical ways, morally upright ways, truly serving the needs of humanity. And I'm sure there's more than that, but to me, that would have to be part of it, not just a few. And of course, it has to be based on spiritual principles.
Of course. Well,
Yes,
in the Baha'i writings, it says one of our goals is to eliminate the extremes of wealth and poverty.
yes, eliminating the
So I think
extremes
that
of
goes a
wealth
long way toward
and
establishing a divine
poverty.
economy.
Yes. These are destined to be a pattern for future society, a supreme instrument for the establishment of the most great peace, and the one agency for the unification of the world and the proclamation of the reign of righteousness and justice upon the earth. The proclamation of the reign of righteousness and justice upon the earth. Unlike the dispensation of Christ, unlike the dispensation of Muhammad, unlike all the dispensations of the past, the apostles of Baha'u'llah in every land, wherever they labor and toil, have before them, in clear, in unequivocal, and emphatic language, all the laws, the regulations, the principles, the institutions, the guidance they require for the prosecution and consummation of their task. Therein lies the distinguishing feature of the Baha'i revelation. Therein lies the strength of the unity of the faith, of the validity of a revelation that claims not to destroy or belittle previous revelations, but to connect, unify, and fulfill them. I'm going to read that sentence again.
Yeah, I think you should.
Therein lies the strength of the unity of the faith, of the validity of a revelation that claims not to destroy or belittle previous revelations, but to connect, unify, and fulfill them. Feeble though our faith may now appear in the eyes of men, who either denounce it as an offshoot of Islam. Oh my goodness. You know, most of the time I come in, I've read ahead of time, and so I kind of know. I didn't get the chance to do this. So this is hitting me like a rock. Feeble though our faith may appear in the eyes of men, who either denounce it as an offshoot of Islam or contemptuously ignore it as one more of those obscure sects that abound in the West, this priceless gem of divine revelation, now still in its embryonic state, shall evolve within the shell of his law and shall forge ahead, undivided and unimpaired, till it embraces the whole of mankind. That just fills my heart with hope. Only those who have already recognized the supreme station of Baha'u'llah, only those whose hearts have been touched by his love and have become familiar with the potency of his spirit, can adequately appreciate the value of this divine economy, his inestimable gift to mankind. It is towards this goal, the goal of a new world order, divine in origin, all embracing in scope, equitable in principle, challenging in its features, that a harassed humanity must strive. I'm going to shorten that sentence and say, it is towards this goal that a harassed humanity must strive. And if you're not feeling harassed today, your skin is a lot thicker than mine. And I this is I needed to read this today. I needed to read it today. It is so difficult, no matter how deep your faith may be, to not almost unknowingly, in an undetectable way, get sucked in. And I'll admit I've been guilty on past occasions, and this I needed to read this today. Get sucked into the conflict and the competitions of the day that we're all experiencing the negative effects of. And we have to remember that while we certainly have to maintain our principles and we can still have our own individual sense of right and wrong, hopefully that line up with the faith, there is nothing we're seeing that will replace
Right.
or that will remedy the problems of the day, the national and global problems of the day, the way the revelation of Baha'u'llah will remedy those problems.
I think we have to remember that there is a plan for universal peace in the world.
Yeah,
And that plan is being carried, it will be fulfilled whether we are on board or not.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's not our plan, it's God's plan.
Very much so. Very
And
much so.
and as long as I know it's God's plan, it takes a lot of the weight off my shoulders to try to, you know, twist the world into to be what I want it to be,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's all in God's hands. I don't have to be Superman. I don't.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I
So,
cannot tell you how many times, even recently, I am one of those people that gets caught up. And I have had some very well meaning and wise Baha'is, I might add, that remind me that what we are witnessing, number one, it's already been predicted.
that's right.
And number two, it is unfortunately, I hate to say necessary, but maybe necessary isn't the word, inevitable
Yeah,
for the crumbling
of the old world
that will
order.
precede the rebuilding.
That's right.
It's still hard to sit back and say, everything's going to be all right. It's hard. It is so hard. And yet we have to. We have to. Everything's going to be all right. And so at this time, as always, we like to have some time where, anyone would like to choose, that would choose to share a prayer or reading. This is that time. And I see we've got a couple of people that have entered the Zoom here since we started. Isabella, good morning, Isabella, and good morning, Kim. Glad you could join us. And so anyone who would like to, I don't think Andy's with us this morning. So anyone who would like to share a prayer or a reading at this time, this is that time.
Go ahead.
Okay, give me a minute.
Please, Terry.
O my God and my Master, thou seest me among the creatures who have rebelled and transgendered against thee. Every time I invite them unto the ocean of thy knowledge, the repudiation of thy cause increaseth, and the rejection of the dawning place of thy will waxeth greater. I beg of thee, O my God, by those who have fasted for love of thee, and have quaffed the living waters of submission from the hands of thy bounty, to ordain for thy loved ones, who under the blaze of the orb of thy trials have clung to the cord of patience. All the good thou hast reckoned in thy books and thy tablets. Write down then for such as have been afflicted with adversities for thy sake, the rewards of those that have suffered martyrdom in the path of thy good pleasure. Send down moreover upon them, O Lord, that which will rejoice their hearts, solace their eyes, and exhilarate their souls. Thou art verily the most powerful, the most exalted, the help in peril, the all-knowing, the all-wise. This is passage from Baha'u'llah.
Thank you, Terry. Is there anyone else who would like to share? Suzanne?
So these are the days of fasting for many Baha'is, well, most Baha'is in the world. There's a few that don't have to. In the name of him who hath been promised in the books of God, the all knowing, the all informed. The days of fasting have arrived, wherein those servants who circle round thy throne and have attained thy presence have fasted. Say, O God of names and creator of heaven and earth, I beg of thee by thy name, the all glorious, to accept the fast of those who have fasted for love of thee, and for the sake of thy good pleasure, and have carried out what thou hast bidden them in thy books and tablets. I beseech thee by them to assist me in the promotion of thy cause, and to make me steadfast in thy love, that my footsteps may not slip on account of the clamor of thy creatures. Verily thou art powerful over whatsoever thou willest. No God is there but thee, the quickener, the all powerful, the most bountiful, the ancient of days.
Thank you, Suzanne. Is there anyone else who would like to share?
Hi, I'd
Hey,
like
Paul.
to
Morning. Hey, Pauline.
Tony. Hi, Beth. Hi, Carol. It's
Hi.
good to see you.
Yeah.
I'd like to share a prayer for protection. Um, Glory be to thee, O God. Thou art the God who hath existed before all things, who will exist after all things, and will last beyond all things. Thou art the God who knoweth all things, and is supreme over all things. Thou art the God who dealeth mercifully with all things, who judgeth between all things, and whose vision embraceth all things. Thou art God, thou art God, my Lord. Thou art aware of my position. Thou dost witness my inner and outer being. Grant thy forgiveness unto me and unto all the believers who responded to thy call. Be thou my sufficing helper against the mischief of whosoever may desire to inflict sorrow upon me or wish me ill. Verily, thou art the Lord of all created things. Thou dost suffice everyone, while no one can be self-sufficient without thee. And that was a prayer by the Bob.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Paul.
Pauline. Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to share? It's good to see Pauline. Yeah.
It's good to see
Well,
you too.
yes, yes, yes. Say hi to Chandra and your sweetie. Okay.
I will. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Well, folks, as always, we like to remind folks that this is an effort of a number of people from different communities. It's a joint effort that we bring this program to you on, as we have done for years,
Years.
years. And yes, but again, it's just we are doing simply what all Baha'is are asked to do, admonished to do. Um, is teach the faith, and we all have different ways of teaching. Some simply teach by the example of their lives, and some share prayers, and some share other passages. This is just another way to share, and there are other Baha'is around the world that are choosing this medium to do the same thing in their own way. And so, again, we always like to point out. We especially like to thank uh, the I don't know, those people who I don't know, Clearwater Baha'is. Let's just say that,
Yeah.
allowing us the use of the center here, and for streaming us on their website. So again, we have to say thank you for that. And as and ClearwaterBaha'is.org is just one of several websites that we like to recognize as, again, credible, authoritative sources for learning more about the faith. What are some of those other websites, Daryl?
Some of the others are www.baha'i.org, www.baha'i.us, www.baha'iteachings.org, and as Tony said, we have the Clearwater Baha'i website at www.clearwaterbaha'is.org.
And at the risk of airing some of our own dirty laundry, I don't know. We've been doing this for years, Daryl,
We have.
for years, and I want to say occasionally, but frequently say, maybe we need to go in another direction. Maybe this particular program has run its course as we come to the end of this book. And I have dissenting voices, people who do not agree with my with my
Assessment.
take on that. Yeah. And so I honestly don't know what we're going to do as we come to the end of this book. Of course, if we still center it around the ongoing study of any book, we would have to choose another book. Um, so I mean that's something. But other than that, it's I don't know. I started saying something and I don't know exactly where it's supposed to end. I'm again taking the scenic route to make a point. But the first thing that Jeremiah said when he got here this morning is he spoke to the small number of groups around the world that are doing exactly what we're doing. There are others, but no one said that there were, you know, a lot of them. And so we'll see what happens.
Considering that what the point was, considering the number of Baha'is that there are in the world,
Yes.
the number of communities that are doing what we do is extremely small.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
says that there need to be more communities that are doing what we do, and it also kind of locks us in.
Yeah. 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 And then
to
it also
to this
increases.
continuing process of
Yeah. 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 How about you, Daryl? When I'm getting older, are you getting old?
um,
You're not getting old, are you?
actually, I'm getting old in reverse.
Oh, okay. But I
So
do think about the, those isolated
excuse
people
me.
out there that could benefit from this, and hopefully they're benefiting from other similar types of programs. But I do know that there are some isolated Baha'is that appreciate what we do here, and so just something to think about as we move forward. And anyone who would like to become a part of this effort on the local level, feel free to do so. Feel free
That's
to do
right,
so. Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
we're here every Sunday, and our program starts at 10 o'clock,
yeah.
and we are changing things around a little bit to the point where we are getting audience members who are
Yes.
showing up,
Hmm.
and we are going to continue that process. And not only are we going to feed you spiritually, we have a guy here who's willing to feed you physically.
Yes, right. We didn't think
So
about that. Yeah.
After the fast, right?
Yeah, after the
after the
fast is
fast, right?
over, we're fasting. We're in the period of the fast now, but in the time of the fast. But after the fast is over, we've got Mike O'Shea, Chef Mike O'Shea, who actually comes out to fix breakfast.
So
Which by the time most of us eat, it's actually brunch because it's after the program. Well,
exactly.
yeah. But for those of you who are here locally, and I don't know, maybe you tune in, but why not get on up out of bed like so
Yeah,
many people
come
do
join
and
us, please.
come join us? Yeah, right here in this room. That was sneaky.
It was.
I started out saying, I don't know where we're going to go. I don't know what we're going to do. And now you're talking like, well, we're just going to continue what we're doing with breakfast. We
So
will see.
here
We
we are.
will see. But yeah, we need to go ahead and go ahead and close our program out for today. Anything you'd like to tell them, Daryl, before we go?
I only want to tell them what I tell them every week, and that is, if you are one of those people in this world who is loved, you are extremely blessed. The one way that you can improve the world is to share that love that you get with the rest of the world. It doesn't cost you anything. I guarantee you, it's probably the cheapest thing that you'll do, but to provide the greatest benefit. Please, this day and age, that love means everything. It means so much to, just a smile at someone in a grocery store, someone you pass on the street. That says that's God saying, I'm here. And that's Him sharing His love with you and you sharing it with the rest of the world. That can't help but make this world a better place. Please, please share the love.
Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Oh, be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Watch over yourselves, for the evil one is lying in wait, ready to entrap you. Gird yourselves against his wicked devices, and led by the light of the name of the all-seeing God, make your escape from the darkness that surroundeth you. Let your vision be world-embracing, rather than confined to your own self. These are the words of Baha'u'llah. Have yourself a good week, folks. Thanks for coming by.